Hi all, good afternoon. This is Shubham Kavre. I hope you have a wonderful day so far. So let's start with our today's agenda and today's session on Power BI. I'm going to show my screen first so that you can see Power BI screen. I hope everyone can see my screen. So yesterday we learned about different types of charts in Power BI, how to apply the filters in Power BI, and how to apply edit interactions, how to use the conditional formatting, and how to create the table, and how to add the different icons in conditional formatting using rules. So today in this last session of Power BI, I'm going to let you know as to how to use different objects such as grouping, adding the images, adding some shapes, okay, or adding some buttons or actions on those buttons in Power BI. I will also walk you through how to add the slicers and how to filter the charts present in other reports, other pages as well using those slicers. And then you can create one simple dashboard and you can publish that dashboard to Power BI service. So let's start with our session on the similar agenda. So as usual, I will be connecting to sample superstore dataset that I showcased to you in yesterday's session. So since it was Excel workbook, you can click on Excel workbook and connect to sample superstore. So if you want to connect sample superstore directly, and if sample superstore Excel file is the recent data source for you in Power BI, you can also click on recent sources and then you can connect this Excel file directly from here. And from sample superstore dataset, I just have to pull the orders table. So I will just click on orders table and I'm going to click on load. The order sample superstore consists of 10,994 rows, 994 rows, and there are 21 columns in this data set. So you can see we have successfully loaded orders table. Now let's first understand what are slicers. So slicers, as you know, in Excel pivot table, you can create the slicers as well, so that if user wants some drop down kind of filters or radio button kind of filters to be applied at the dashboard level, then we can make use of slicers. For example, in this case, if you go to this new visual or build a visual, all the charts you can see. Now, in the list of these charts, you will see one more chart called as slicers. So Power BI thinks of it like a chart. So it has given that slicer option in list of charts. So now what I will do is I will create the three charts, okay, bar chart, line chart, and donut chart as usual. And then I'm going to apply the slicer on top. So to create the bar chart, line chart, and donut chart as usual, as per yesterday's session, we are going to use this icon, or let's use the vertical bar chart at this time around. And I need category wise cells. So I'm selecting categories and cells. Now in yesterday's session, I have given you enough understanding as to how to format any chart, right? So I'm going to give you the option of how to format the chart. Again, I'm showing that. So you can click on the three ellipses button and click on format. So you can see the format option. So what I need to do is I need to hide the x-axis title. I want to hide the y-axis and its title. I want to change the title of this chart. I want to show the values. I don't want these dotted horizontal grid lines, and I would like to give the shadow. So let's do all of this. I'm doing one by one. And x-axis, I need black color, so I'm going with black. So I don't need grid lines, so I'm avoiding any grid lines. Those are not there. Okay, and now if I want to change the colors of the columns, I can do that as well. So I may go with Maybe you can go with orange color if you want, or you may go with this color as well if you want. All right. All right. So let's go with this color. Our data labels on. I need the values to be outside always. So position should be outside and always. Values must be of the same color, and display rate should be 1000. And I don't want any decimals, so let's make 0. Right. Perfect. So I have created this. Now let's talk about the title. Category wise sets. Right. And I need this in Arial font. And you can make this as 18. Let's change the color to maybe sky blue. Maybe you can put it here. And because I need the shape also, so I'm going with the shape shadow. So I need shadow. So I'm going with this shadow. Simple. I don't want any background. So let's make it like this. Perfect. So now you can see that this is what we have as the bar chart created. So let's put it this way. Now I want to create donut chart. Very simple. You can create donut. You can add the details in the donut as region wise cells. So let's add up region and let's add up cells. So this is region wise cells. Perfect. So in donut, I don't want percentages to be shown. I want the values to be shown inside the slices, and I want to change the title as well. So let's change the title and make it regions. So double click and say region wise. All right. So this is about the title. So I can now go to this data labels, and I want to select only data value, which are the numbers in K format. So I will say, just show me data values. And those data values you can show in 1000 format always and without any decimals. Okay. So this is how I'm doing it. And now you can put the position of those data labels inside. Okay. You can put it white. And I don't want any overflow text. Overflow means adding the background, basically. So I don't need any. Simple. Okay, so this is the way how I'm adding the things. So you can also align this title, I mean, legion on the top, if you, all right. So there is option of legions. So I want these legions to be shown on top sectors. And I don't want this title, and I want to reduce the font of these values. So I can just reduce. Okay, and I don't want any title of the legion. So I'm just avoiding this way. Okay. So this is how the chart is prepared. Okay. And let's have the line chart as well. You can have the line chart, this line chart. All right. So let's have the line chart as well. In line chart, as usual, I will be showing the trend of sales over the period of year. Perfect. Right. Now, whatever options that we did here, formatting we did in bar chart, let's do it line chart as well. All right. So I need something else as well. Like I want to show the markers in the line chart that I did yesterday. So let's have the line color maybe as this one. And markers also I need. So I'm making sure marker is on. And you can increase the size of the markers if you want, right? This way you can. Okay, so this is how we are adding the things up. I don't want any grid lines, so I can hide. Right? No grid lines. Simple. All right. So now let's make sure that this line chart should be shown on the top, and bar chart and donut chart, we can have it at the bottom. Okay. So to do that, let's put it over here. Let's decrease the size of both the charts. Let's put it in this. Perfect. So now we have the data available and chart available. This way I'm adding up. Perfect. Can adjust the height and width as per your need. So this way I'm doing it. All right. Perfect. So now you can see that this kind of charts and dashboards I have created very simply. Okay. Let me just decrease this way. Okay, no problem. Let me just increase the height. Okay, that's fine. You can put these values outside also because the other value is not visible. So this detail labels, you can put it outside if you prefer outside. Okay, and change the colors as well. So let's make everything black. Perfect. All right. So now that we have created the donut and bar chart together, let's create the slicer now. So what is the definition of slicer? Slicer is basically used to filter the data in the charts which are available in current page. So in this page, if you see, we have 3 charts. And suppose I want to change the values based on my requirement, I can do that, or I can do so very easily using slicers. As a user, I don't have to depend on the Power BI developer so that person can change the filters just for you, and then you can see or analyze the charts, isn't it? So it's like when you visit a website or any e-commerce site for that matter, you have multiple options to see the data of your choice using filters. So same kind of scenario we can do over here by adding the slicers. As I told, suppose I want to create the slicer for year, then country, and maybe for the regions. So I need 3 slicers in the drop-down form. So I can do that very easy using Power BI. And I can give beautiful beautification to that slicer. I can add the colors, background thing. I can hide and show that particular pane as well using actions and all. So we will see that thing in today's session. So let's assume that this is a dash. Now, suppose yesterday I told you in order to give the background color, I can go to this option which says background, canvas background, and you can give the color of your choice. Okay, you can give the color of your choice. So any color you can give, right? So normally I go with this color, and you can reduce the transparency, right? You can see how it is affecting, right? Okay, so that's how we can actually change the colors and all. Now here, I need the background color for this as white. Okay, same for this, same for this. So I need the background as white. And in the line chart, I need the values to be shown in K format. So I can do that as well. I can go back to the data labels. The values that I want should be in K format always without any distance. Perfect. Okay, so this is how I am showing the things. Now, how to add the visual as a slicer? So what you do is you go to this more options. I need 3 slicers. So let's add the country slicer first. You just click on this slicer. You can see that there is a space for slicer. It has been added over here. So let's reduce the width and height. and put it over here. Okay. In this slicer, I can add up country values. So we have two countries in our data set, Canada and United States. Because I want to show in drop-down Canada and United States, I should select this slicer visual and then add up the country from the checkbox. So now you can see that we have checkbox by default. Correct. Similarly, I can add up another slicer. So I again don't have to go here because you can actually copy paste the visual I showed you yesterday as well. So I can just select this. I can just select the visual. I can do copy paste, Control C, Control V, right? Again, Control V, right? So now we have three slicers created. Now, second slicer that I need should be year. So let's select this and let's add up year. Okay, so I'm adding up year, only year values. Okay, I don't need country. So let's avoid country and add up only years. So now you can see that we have year values. 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2020 as well. And here I don't need any countries. I need the regions, right? So let's add up regions. Okay. So that's how I'm showing the slicer values. Now, using slicer values, you can actually format the slicer in drop-down manner or in any other form. Okay. So for example, let's say I want this slicer to be shown differently. This slicer I want to show differently. And this slicer I want to show just a single value radio button. So I can show you different formats. This will be single selection using radio button. These values will be shown in drop down multiple values. And this I am going to show you in the tiled manner. So you see how it is different. Now let's start with the country. So I select country and I go to this format, right? So in the format section, you can see that do you need title? So this is a title or this is a slicer header, right? If you use slicer header, you can hide the slicer header. Okay. And in the title, you can write, let's say, select country. Simple. You can see the select country option comes up. Now let's make sure that we have Arial font, right? And we have some increased value for title. And let's use it this way. And let's use this. Select country, right? Now talking about slicer settings, I want this to be radio button. So I can go in slicer settings and do the settings. In the slicer settings, you have three options: vertical list, tile, and drop. I need a vertical list. Vertical list means this is vertical. And single select means radio button. I want user to select only one value. So let's make sure that I'm selecting single select. And now here you can see that if you select Canada, all charts are getting filtered out for Canada. If you select United States, the chart or all the charts are getting shown only for USA, right? Now here, you can also go here and you can click on search button. So you can even search what option you want, right? Now let me just reduce the font for these values. So values, we can reduce this to 40. Perfect. Can increase, right? So you can search here. So United, you can see United States, so select, right? Like this. And now I remove it. You can see all the values. Okay. So normally we provide search option in case for this column you have thousands and more than thousands of values. So you cannot manually go and select where is your required option. So for that purpose, you have been given search option. Similar to that, whatever settings you did here, let's do the same setting in the bottom slices. So format painter. Simple. Correct. So that's how I'm doing it. Now let me show the title for this selected visual. So here the title would be select year. And you can see the year values, right? Here I want drop down values and I need search button as well. So here I'm not getting search button, right? So let's select the drop down. Let's go to slicer settings. It should not be vertical list. It should be drop down. So let's select the drop down value, right? And it should not be single select. It should be multi select. So I'm avoiding this option which says single select, right? So if you avoid that option, you can see the values are now shown in the checkboxes. And now on make this option off. Why? Because if I want to select any two years, let's say 2022 and 2021, I can't select two at a time because we have to press the control key to select both. If you press control key, then both are selected, isn't it? So to avoid that kind of scenario, I can make this option off. So we don't have to press control key if you make this option off, right? Now, you see, correct? You can select the values and then your chart changes, isn't it? Very, very simple. And now you can go here and you can actually add one more option called as select all. So do you want to show select all options as well? Yes. So you can turn it on. And now go here, you can say select all as well, right? So by default, what happens if you don't select anything, still you can get to see all the values in the charts. If you select like this, still you can get to see all the values in the chart. So in Power BI slicers, what happens is you have to select the values like this. Okay, so let's say 2021 and 2023. You can see the filters, right? All right, so that's how we can deal with these filters. Now suppose this region that you have, let me just format. Okay. So whatever the regions that you have, I don't want to show all values here. Plus I need the title as select. I don't want any title at the moment. Why? Because user can select the values. Okay. But here the slicer settings won't be vertical list or drop down, but it has to be type. So using tile, you see what happens. I want multi select with control off, show select all option off, and single select should be off as, right? You can see if I select central, the central values are selected. If you select west, central and west both are selected, and you can see the data, right? So this is how I'm doing the stuff. So I don't want like this. You can check it. So suppose I want to see data only for east, select east. You can see donut also shows for east, and bar chart shows the data for east region. Suppose I want east and central, so let's select east and central, right? Now I will tell you one nice way here as well. So what I can do is I can actually form this in horizontal way or vertical way. I can design this in vertical way or horizontal. Means what? I can have all these things designed in one line or in one column. How? Very simple. So you just adjust the height, right? And increase the column width. You see, isn't it amazing? This way also you can actually adjust your slicers. Okay, this is so simple. Now you select, right? So I select south. You can see only south. If you don't want south, again select on it. So south is not selected. If you want west, you can see west. This is one way. Another way is that you can add up this in column wise in this way. So it's very simple, you see. All right. So you can have your data shown in this way as well. Okay, so very simple and ideal for anyone to see the dashboard in. Okay, I will go with 2 rows, 2 columns way. So this gives better way, better view, and users can select the values as they. All right. So this is the way how we can deal with the slicers. So I hope you might have got the idea as to how we work on the slicers. Now, the slicers that you have shown just now, these slicers are basically used to filter the data only on the charts which are present in page 1. Okay. For example, let me copy this particular chart in page 2. If I copy this page chart in page number 2, you can see it gets copied at appropriate location. So the same donut chart I'm showing in page number 2. Now the question is, if I select Canada, so the donut chart here in page 1 gets changed because it is getting filtered out for Canada, right? But what happens in page 2? So nothing happens on page 2 as the two pages are not connected to each other using slicers. And because of that, the slicer, the visual here is not getting affected due to any value you select in any slicer on page 1. If you want any slicer to affect the charts present in any other page, we can take the help of synchronization of slicers. So what we do, or what we say using synchronization, is that you select the slicer values in any page, the other charts in other pages will get affected due to those values. So that option is present under modeling. Sorry, it is present under view. And then you can see this option which says sync slicers, right? So now I'm going to click on sync slicers. You can see the icon of sync slicer and the section. It says that select a slicer in one of your report pages to start syncing it across other pages. It means, in short, which slicer value you want to sync with other pages. So you can select which slicer it is. Suppose I want to sync only country. So select country, and you can see that page 1, page 2 appears. So this country slicer is getting applied on page 1 by default. You can see, correct? So this is visibility, and this is a sync option. So what I want is, I want that slicer which you selected should be applied to page 2 as well. So show there and sync it with page 1 slicer as well. What it means is, show the country filter, country slicers in page 2. So let's see. You can see it's there, right? And if you do any changes with respect to this slicer on page 2, so page 1 should also get changed automatically. That is what syncing means, right? Now let's say I select United States from page 1. If you select United States, if you go to page 2, the data is shown for United States. Now, if you select here Canada, and if you go back to page 1, you can see here it says Canada, which was previously United States. This is called as syncing. So you can apply the slicer to different charts across different pages in Power BI, which is quite similar and quite interesting, like the slicers that we had in Excel pivot table. In Excel, we have option called as report connections. Using that, you can pass the same slicer to different pivot tables. Here we have sync slicers. All right. So this is about the slicers that we have. If you don't want any kind of slicer, then you can delete that slicer as well. Now, if you select Canada, how many regions we have? We have 3 regions. So you can see here, there were 4 regions. Because you selected Canada, the slicers, the values in the other slicers are also getting filtered out automatically. This is called as cascading effect. These are dependent filters. If you select United States, you can get to see all 4 regions. If you select Canada, there is no 4th region. In fact, there is no South, right? There is no South data for Canada. That's why it is missing. Okay. So that's how we can understand about slicers. Now that I don't want this region slicer, I can delete it this way. I will show you another way as to how to show the hierarchy in the slicer. So let me select and delete this, or let's keep country, no problem. Let me delete the page 2. So what do you mean by that? The meaning is that, so some user says that we want to show the hierarchy in the slicers. What does it mean? Hierarchy means like you are showing the slicers over here, right? So the slicer, you are showing the slicer as year. So I want to see year and month together in the hierarchical form. So in the slicers, is it possible to do that? Yes, it's possible to do that. It's quite simple. So what you do is, You select this slicer. You can go back to the data. And in the year, I need to select month also. It means here you already have the year as one of the values. I need month as well. So I can select month. Now you can see month appears in the field. And now if you, let me just increase the height of this. Now if you go here, you can see the months as well, right? So let's skip this at bottom. Okay, you can see, right? So you can select which year you want, which month you want, right? So that's how we can understand about the slicers. You can see. Okay. So now we can select, like, don't select any value. I want to see only April month of all the years. So what I can do is, so I can just go here and I can select April from 2020. I can select April from 2021. Select United States. Okay, so only April from 2021, April from 22, and April month from 23. So you can see that we have the data for all the 4 years together show. Okay, only April data. Okay, so this way you can actually show the hierarchy. Not only, like, it's not there that you have to show the hierarchy only for, you have to show the hierarchy only for particular year and month dimensions or year or month values. You can show the hierarchy for any other values as well. Like you can show the hierarchy for categories and subcategories falling under. Okay, so it's like, now here you can see the icons that you see. You can also do the formatting of this. You can do plus minus. You can change as arrow as well by formatting. If you see this hierarchy option, using hierarchy, you can change this expand or collapse icon. Right now it is chevron. It means the icons that you see over here are chevron. You can change over here to plus minus. You can select plus minus. Now if I see, so the icons now become plus minus. So if you open it, you can see plus becomes minus, means expand, and click on minus means collapse. Instead of that, you can also use caret. So when you go to caret, you now see the icons now change. So you open it. This is how you see, collapse it. On some of the websites, when you visit the website and when you see the filters over there, you might see these icons. All right. So this is all about what we can understand about the filters or slicers. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some options related to chart elements, images, and all. For example, if you go to Insert tab, you can see that we have a group of elements. You can see that this is element and we have a group of elements. In total, in Power BI, there are 4 types of elements: text boxes, buttons, shapes, and image. So basically, the text box is primarily used to write a title of the dashboard or write footnotes, header notes, right? You can write the things in, a bullet format, okay? Like how do you write the essays or how do you write your own notes in Microsoft Word format? If you want to write like that, then you can take the help of text boxes. You can also use buttons and shapes to write the title of the dashboard, right? Here you can see the shapes. You might be aware of these shapes as PPT and Excel, right? So these are not new. In the buttons, you can see that you can add up any arrows: left arrow, right arrow, reset, back, information, and so on. All right. So what I need to do is I will show you how to use text box, buttons, shapes, images. So let's use text box. So if I click on text box, a text box appears. Okay. You can resize that. You can keep it over here this way. Okay. And here you can type the title. Let's say anything. Let's say sales ratio. Okay. In order to do any kind of formatting with the text, you can do from here. So I can select that text I can look bigger. I can arrange that into center as well, right? I can change and make it bold, right? This way, and increase the height, sales dashboard. Right? And you can change the colors as well. You can have this. So select it and change the color. Okay. So this way I am writing the text. All right. So using these options, you can add the superscript and subscript. Using these two options, you can add the things in bulleted list and number list. For example, if I come down, let's make 15 and let's have somewhat gray. And you can write here, let's say last refresh date. So let's say last refresh date is 20th June 2023. So this I can write. And you can change this to 24. 18 would be fine. 14 would be perfect. So you see how I'm writing it, isn't it? So you can have the number as like you can select number. If you don't want any number and all, you can write in this. So let's have this maybe in the sections. So this is sales dashboard. The last refresh date for the sales dashboard is for 20th June 2023. Very, very ideal and simple. Okay. Now you can do the formatting here, like you can add the background color, you can add the underline and so. Okay. So that you do from the size and style. You can see the same options we have over here, right? So this time around, I will be adding some visual border. And if you want background color, you can add the background color as well. Let's say black color. So you see how it looks. Let's convert this into white. Looks nice, isn't it? So you can make it for 54. Perfect. Right? So that's how I'm doing it. Sales dashboard and the last refresh date for it. Okay. So this is about the text. In the text, you cannot apply any action. In Power BI, there are 8 different types of actions. We have back action, page navigation action, bookmark, drill through, apply all slicers, clear all slicers, web URL, Q&A action. Likewise, we have more actions. But the one that we frequently use and widely use is page navigation action. Using that, you can navigate from one screen to another screen. That is what the action is. But before we understand all actions, let's understand about the next elements. Let's say I want to add the underline, I want to add rectangle, rounded rectangle. I can do that very easily using shapes. So let's say because I need the underline below to it, let's go to the shape and you see this line. I can just add up the line. You can see the line comes up. Very, very simple. So it is as if it seems like as if you are working on the PowerPoint or maybe the Word document, isn't it? So this is what the line is. You can also do the formatting over here. Like you can increase the thickness over here. Okay. All right. So I don't want this color. This color I don't want. I will need probably this color. And the width, let's increase it. Okay. Right, you can increase the width in this way. All right, so that's how we can think of the line. Okay, so that's how I'm doing it. This is about the shapes. You can have other shapes as well, like you can have this button and you can design what you want. You can write what you want. Okay, so you can write anything over here. You can also make the copies of what you want, right? You can write here what you want, isn't it? So this is how I can think of it. So This is about shape. I don't want it. Let's add the image. Okay. So to add the image, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the image which is present in my screen. Let's say I want to open LinkedIn. So I need to show the image, right? So to show the image, I can add up this image. I can go to my desktop and I can go to Power BI images. I can add any of these images. So let's say I want to add LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook and Amazon or Gmail as well. So I can add LinkedIn. The image is present, right? As fast as possible. Let's add up Twitter. And let's add the Gmail as well. And let's add the Facebook as well. So the thing is that you can see that I have successfully created or inserted the images so that I can line up these images on the bottom line. So for example, let's say I want to give the height width same to all the images. I can do that very easily by knowing the dimensions, like what is the width of this and what is the height of this. Okay. So for example, let's do manually over here this way. Okay. And let's understand what is the height width of this particular box. So to know that, we can go to properties. Okay, we can go to size and style and you can see the height and width. So let's make 50-50. Height is 50, width is 50. Okay, let's do the same for others. Okay, so let's do height 50, width 50. Same way, select this 50, 50. This as well 50, 50. Right? And now I want all these icons to be shown this way. In this way, I want them to be shown in this way. So first I need Facebook, then LinkedIn. Okay. Facebook followed by LinkedIn. First you can open Gmail. So think of it like a company website. And LinkedIn, right? So what you can do now, you can make a group of this. Now you can select in this way. And now what you can do, you can make a group of this. Again, this is the Excel property. To make a group, we right click, we click on group and we can click on group. Now this entire thing is working as a group now. You select, you are selecting a group now, and you can move the group anywhere. You can put it here. Let's see. Right? This way you can make a group. Now let's add up the line again. I need to insert a line again at bottom here. Okay. And this line that you have added, let's make sure that the border is somewhat gray this way. All right. And let's put it at bottom this way. Okay, this way you can put it. Looks nice, isn't it? And here you can have all your charts or all your KPIs. Okay, you can also design what the dashboard is all about. You can preface, you can give introduction about your client. Okay, so this is how you can design a dashboard, right? So what I was saying is you can have these charts. So you can copy all the charts, you can paste it over here, right? This way you can do it. Okay, so I'm just showing you how to create a dashboard. Okay, you can align, you can do the formatting as per your need, as per how your client needs, right? So let's put this, all these options set downside. This line also at downside. Okay, this way, so that we have enough space for the charts. Perfect. Looks nice. And this is how we can create a dashboard. Okay. So I have already given you the scenario as to how we can, analyze the charts based on clicking of any element, right? On the click of any element, how we can filter the data in any other chart, isn't it? Now here you can add up maybe slicers or maybe KPI cards and so on. So what are KPI cards? So KPI cards is nothing but, so what happens is that, what is KPI? KPI is basically the option which is normally given to show the metrics which are best fitted for the organization, so that whenever any user opens the dashboard, that person should be able to see that KPI as a metric. Means, suppose if I'm building a COVID dashboard, so as a user or as an authority, data authority person, I should have access to, or I should see the metrics which affect our business most, or which affect the COVID tally most. For example, total active deaths, or total active cases, total deaths, total vaccinations done. These could be key performance indicators as to know how good the performance is with respect to healthcare system, right? So for every businesses, they have their own KPIs. For some businesses, if it is a retail business, then total revenue, total sales, then QO, quarter over quarter percentage change, right? So that kind of scenario can be understood as the KPI, right? For others, it can be number of customers, number of orders, and so on. So in order to create the things like that, we do have one visual called as card visual, which is primarily used to show the KPIs. You can see this 1, 2, 3, which stands for card. So you can use this card and have the things that you want in your dashboard. Let's say for an instance, I want to show how much is the total sales. So if I show the total sales over here, user has access to see the progression of that sales over the period of time. Users can actually see the sales with respect to category and with respect to region as well, isn't it? So that kind of detail I have. So in order to add the total sales, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this option. So this gives me total sales, sum of sales, right? And now I have option to format this and change the values. For example, I can go to format and you can see the options, right? So call out value and call out labels. Call out value means a number, and this is called as call out label. This is label, this is value. So basically, I don't need label here. I need the title to be shown. So title will be shown on the top. So let's say this is total sales. You can see the total sales appears on the top. And now you can change the font to Arial. You can change this to maybe 20, not to the 20, let's keep it 16. This is the way, or you can keep 17. All right. And you can change the text color and background color as well. So background color. So let's keep black color as background and text as. So that's a total sales. Or if you want different color, you can definitely go with it. So let's say for an instance, I need this one and white color. Okay, so this is total sales. You can also go with any other color if you want. So yellow color and text color, you can go as black. So that's also fine. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, let's go with this only and white color text. Okay, so this looks nice. Now call out value, I can change obviously the font type, and please show the values in thousands with no decimals. That's how I can design it. Okay, and let's change the color to this. and the title that you have should be shown central. So that's how I'm designing the KPI. So let's now give the rounded rectangle to the KPI. Okay, you can see how it happens, right? So this is total sales. Okay, if you want in this way, you can have it. If you don't like this, you can always say, I don't want any rounded corners. Let's keep it in this way. So this is also fine. Okay, so this way you can actually say that this is the way how I'm designing the KPI. You can also give the background color to the entire KPI card here. Okay, you can give the background. You can give shadow as well. You see, the shadow comes in total sales. Okay, so visual border, don't give. This is total sales. So shadow is there, shadow is there, shadow is there. So let's format the same thing for total profit, how much profit we have. So instead of sales, I now need profit. And let's change the title of it as total profit. Simple, right? And what we can do else is we can again create one more. So what I want to do is I want to know how many orders have been placed, right? So here I can add order ID. Instead of profit, I now need order ID. So I can uncheck profit, add the order ID. So the order ID that I need should not be first order ID. It should be count of order IDs. So the aggregation should be count distinct order IDs. How many orders have been placed? You can see 5,000 orders. So let's have this number shown in proper format. Like don't show the numbers in K format. So to do that, we go to the value and we change the display rates to none. So don't show that. Don't show any K format. Yep, you can see how the dashboard is designed. Okay. So designing of dashboard again depends on many factors, like what you want to show, how you want to show. Is client asking you to choose the charts of your own type? I mean, according to your own thinking. So on those factors, you can see that the chart dashboards may differ. This is your entire dashboard. Let's move it somewhat down. Okay, perfect. So as a user, I can have access to go to the next one, like up quarter wise and year wise. So I can show each year, each quarter sales as well. Okay, quarter wise sales. So all in all, this is how I can expect. So now if I click on technology, you can see the profit done and earned in the technology and how many orders were placed. So let's change the title also. These are your orders. Okay. These are the orders, order numbers, right? How many orders placed, isn't it? You can see, beautiful, correct? Same for the region. You can see region-wise sales and profit in the KPI cards, as well as number of orders placed in those regions. Isn't it effective? Definitely. It's better than what we created yesterday, right? We have more information here. So now, as I told you that like we have options to navigate from one page to another page. We do have option to open any URL based on click of any image. So we can do that now. So to do that, what I'm going to do is, let's say I want to change here the format from order date to maybe ship date. So let's use ship date at this time around. Okay. Perfect. So sum of sales by year and quarter, you can show sum of sales by year as well. Perfect. So this is for ship date. And here I can show segment wise sales. Instead of sales, let's choose segment. Okay, segment and don't show categories, show the cells. Okay, so it has to be segment and cells. Oh, sorry, I should add segment over here. Yeah, so this is better. Segment wise cells. All right. Now let's change the title as well. So this is not category. This is segment wise cells. And yes, this should be changed to maybe what you can say. We can go with any other table or any other approach, but that's fine. Don't use region at the moment. You can use ship mode for this, right? So we have ship mode wise sales. So according to mode of shipment, how much sales happen in every mode of shipment? Shipment mode wise sales. Okay. So yeah, that's how we are designing the things. Now, what I'm going to show is I'm going to show you how to navigate from one page to another page using the actions. So first of all, in Power BI, we should always make sure or always know that you can perform the actions on buttons, shapes, and images, but not on the text box. Okay, that's the first thing. So what I did is, let's say for an instance, I want to go from this particular page to page number 2. So I can do that very easily using the actions. Okay. So how I can do that? So I can add up the button. So you can add either button or shape or image, anything. So let's say since arrow is present on the buttons, let's use the button is at this time around. So you can use right arrow. So you can see the arrow has been added to the top right. You can go here. I mean, you can click here and you can move to page. Okay. So this is the way how we can think of it. So this way you can have it. All right. So let me add it over here in this way. So when do we go with this option? We go with this option in case you want to know more about some specific chart in detail, right? At that point of time, you can click on this, isn't it? So let's say for me, I want to show more details about the sales in the next page. So on the click of this, I would like to navigate to page number 2, right? So before we do that, we can change the button style. Okay, we can change the button style. So I can have rectangle. I don't want any rounded corners. I want icon of the same color as of title. You can see the color changes. You can increase the width. You can make it thicker. So this way you can click, or you can make it little small. I mean, little lighter this way. Okay, that is also fine. So this is how I'm doing it. Okay. So let's now create the page navigation. So how would you like to go to second page? On the click of this, I want to navigate to page 2. So to do that, I click on this particular button. You can see the button, the format opens, and you can see the action. So on the control click of this, I want some action to perform, which is page navigation. So let's turn on this action. You can see the by default, the type of action is back. You can go here and you can see all the actions that we have at the moment. We have in total 8 types of actions available in Power BI in this version, June 2023. So since I want to do page navigation, so I'm going with page navigation. And the destination means where would you like to go? That's a destination. So I can go here and I can select automatically. You can select all the available pages. Had you created 10 pages, you'll get to see the list of 10 pages. You can select only one page at a time. If you click here, you can see only one screen at a time, right? That's why you have to select only one page at a time. Now, when you hover the mouse on this icon, it says Control plus click here to follow the link, right? So it does not make any sense to me, as I know how to click and how to move, but I want users understanding is that what is the purpose of this arrow? Why did you give this arrow? So I would like to tell user on the hover that view, click here to get to know more about sales. Okay. So I can do that in the tooltip. So I can go to tooltip. You can see tooltip, and here I can click here to go. Click here to go to main dashboard. This is what I want to show. Click here to go to main dashboard. So I will return to right. So this is what I wanted. So now when I hover the mouse, you can see, right? So control click, and now you are here. I just click on the arrow and now here you are here. Okay, isn't it? Now here I would like to add the back arrow. So how we can do that? Very simply. You can go to button and you can click on this left arrow. And now the left arrow is present over here, right? And now you can add the action on this. The action would be page navigation. On the click of this, I would like to go to page 1. So the destination should be page 1. And go to page 1. Okay, so this kind of information I can show. All right, so let's have it over here. And what I would need is the button style to be changed. Icon. So let's keep this icon only. All right, and yeah, you can add the thickness if you want, the weight if you want, and placement of the icon as well. Where you would like to. Okay. All right, so this is how we have. So okay, you can put it anywhere if you want. Perfect. So now let's click on control click, go to page 1. I can control click on this arrow, and now you are back at this. Isn't it nice? Yes, definitely. So this is called as page navigation type of action. Okay, this is page navigation. So you can decide which icon you want, which image you want, where you want to put the image, right? And where you want to navigate importantly, right? So all this you can decide. Now, what you can do is you can now open any web URL as well on the click of any shape, any button, or any image. Now that we have already added the image or images at bottom of our dashboard, I would like to open linkedin.com, which will open my LinkedIn profile automatically. So you can see that on the click of this, I would like to open LinkedIn page. On the click of this, I would like to open twitter.com. Okay, just on the click. So it means where I'm going to click this, right? So the thing is that I should be clicking on this control. I mean, I should be clicking on this image. So before you do that, we know that we have prepared, we have done the group of this, right? We know this. Okay. So let me move it in this way. Okay. We know that this is a group, right? So we can ungroup the data first. You can right click and you can say ungroup. Now, these are not grouped, so that I can click individual elements, right? So now let's click on this image and turn the action on image. First of all, I have shown you how to apply action on the button, arrows. Now I am showing how to apply the action, same action on the image. So let's open action. What type of action? You have to open the website. So it has to be web URL. Then it is asking what URL, like on the click of this, which website you want to open. So I say https://www.linkedin.com. So this I would like to open, right? This is how I want. Make sure that whatever the URL or email or website address that we are typing has to be accurate. Okay, because it's a website, it has to be accurate. And then I can write here LinkedIn, right? Same case for this image, Twitter. So add the action of web URL. And now I would like to open https://www.twitter. Spelling has to be accurate. Twitter, right? Now let's see the magic. So I don't have any browsers open. By default, when you open the website, it will open in default browser. For me, Chrome is a default browser. So now when I hover the mouse on this LinkedIn and I press Control click, then you can see the LinkedIn opens, which will automatically open my profile. Okay, this is how we can see, right? Let's close the browser. Now let's open twitter.com. When I hover the mouse, it says Twitter. So Control click. So you can see that Twitter opens. Okay, so like that. All right. That's how we can think of opening any URL. It's very useful and very cool feature. When do we use this? We use in scenarios where users want to see or users want to navigate to the main dashboard or to the main website, the official website of any company for whom they are working. Okay, so that is about the action called as web URL. We do have one more action called as Q&A action. So Q&A action is basically used to open the visual called as Q&A visual. Okay. For example, if you go here, there's an option called as Q&A, the message like icon. It's an AI visual. So using this AI visual, you can type the question and automatically you get the chart, you get the output maybe in the form of chart or maybe in the form of table or in any other visual format. It's an AI visual. Why it is called as AI visual? Because you're typing the question and Power BI is smart enough to understand the context of the question and what is the meaning of the words that you have written with respect to the data set that we have in Power BI. By making natural language processing, the AI technique into account, Q&A answers all questions. But it is not so perfect, but we can try how we can do it. So to open that visual, I can use Q&A action. If you want that visual to be open on the click of I button, I can use Q&A visual. Let's say for an instance, I want information button to be added. So I can go in the buttons and you see information, right? So you click on I button and the I button appears to be here. Right? So you can put it somewhere here, right? So let's put it here. Okay. And let's make the button style as white. So let's make it white. Perfect. Now, why did I make it white? Is because on the click of this, I want to turn the action on, which is Q&A action. So let's apply the action as turn on action. What type of action? Q&A action. So let's click it. That's it. So I can say click here. That's it. So when I open, it says click here. So control click and in prompt like or pop-up like screen, the visual opens. This is a Q&A visual. This is a Q&A visual. So it is asking us to ask a question about your data and Power BI is capable enough to answer your questions. So let's say in 2023, how much sales happened? Like how much sales done in this year? So I can write a question, total sales in year 2023. So total sales in the year 2023, you can see how much it is, right? Now let's remove this. I want to see who is the top performer customer as far as sales is concerned. So I can write top one customer name, okay, and then sum of sales. You can see. So maximum value of that. So this person has done one transaction of this much, and the total sales done by this customer is of this much. This is what it means. Okay. So suppose I want to know what was the profit in the last year for 6 months. For the last year, first 6 months, how much profit was there? So I need total profit. I can write total profit. Total profit. Okay. I can write in year 2022, right? And quarter 1 and 2. Okay. So you can see over here that this is the data that is available. So it says quarter 1 profit is 2. Okay. So suppose I don't want this. If you write only like this, you see sum of profit in the year 2020. Okay. Suppose users want to know other things like most recent order. So you can click it. You can get to see which is a most recent order ID. So you can get to know that from order date. So if you scroll to right, you see the order date. So which one is most recent as per today's date? 20 June 2023. This is the data. This is the on this date. These are the orders placed. These are the orders placed. Okay. So see how simply you can get the answers for most of your questions, basic questions, isn't it? So that's why it is so important nowadays. So you can think of it like a chat GPT, but chat GPT is it's like it's present at another level. It's this ask what you have Q&A visual and what you have in chat GPT, there is no match because chat GPT can answer any questions. Q&A visual will only answer those questions which you have loaded, which data you have loaded in Power BI. Okay. So that's about that. So this is how I can do it. Now, what we can do, we can take 5 minutes of break. I want you to practice these things, add the icons, add the titles. Okay. So let's take 5 minutes of break. Turn the action on. So this is page navigation action. This is Q&A action. Here we use web URL action. So these are images that I added from here. This is the information button that I added from the buttons. Okay, information. And this is the arrow. You can see this is the arrow that I have added from here, left arrow. Okay, so please do that. I'm muting myself. Please do that. Hi all, I'm back. I hope you might have practiced this. So let's now begin with the last leg of this Power BI. So normally what happens is you can also make the use of different actions such as bookmarks and all. So you can use those actions and you can make this chart or dashboard look more beautiful than before. So how do we publish this dashboard? Suppose I want to publish the page 1, page 2, all pages together. So we can publish this to Power BI service. So Power BI service is basically the account which is normally or it's an online platform which is normally used or accessed by the users and Power BI developers so that they can see the work. Now every user or client can't install Power BI desktop because they want to see the dashboard or the report that you generated on mobile devices or on tablets as well. So they cannot install everywhere about Power BI. So what they do is they look for the link. It's like a website link. They log in with their username, password, and then they can access Power BI service. Now, based on the roles and security permissions given by Power BI admin, they can view any kind of report. Okay. So in order to publish this, we go to Home tab and we click on this option which says Publish. So we click on Publish. And then it is asking that, do you want to save your changes? You can click on save and then you can save it. In order to access Power BI service, you need to have the organization email ID and you should sign in first. So because Power BI says that your personal email ID will not work over here, you need the organizational email ID, which can access Microsoft account. Okay, so that suppose you're working in company ABC. So you, and if your name is anything, let's say XYZ. So your email ID would be xyz@abc.com, right? So that kind of email we need here so that we can continue and we can access the organizational Power BI service. In Power BI service, you can actually do more than what you can do after publishing. Like you can do data refresh, like you can schedule the data. You can actually do the subscription of the reports as well. So suppose if I'm a user and I would like the report to be published or report to be sent or over my email daily at 9 a.m. in the morning, then I can ask or I can do that. Okay, I mean I can ask Power BI developer, whoever it is, to do that. So the Power BI developer can take the help of subscription model or subscription option in Power BI service to do that activity. Apart from that, what happens? Power BI developer also has to use the data flows, data lineage, data pipelines to migrate the Power BI reports and data from one environment to another environment. So you can also do the row level security from Power BI desktop as well as Power BI service. So row level security actually means, suppose I am from West region, right? So I would like to see the data in all the pages about West. So we can do that very easily using row level security. So first of all, we have to do row level security from here and then at the Power BI service level. So what we can do is we can actually do that by going into modeling view, and there is an option called as manage role and view as. So suppose if I am from West department, West region, so I will create a role for me as West, region equals to West. So if I click on manage role, the new window appears. In this new window, I can select, I want to create a new role. I want to create a new role, security role. So let's create new role. What's the name of it? Let's change it as West region. Now West region is coming from which data source? This data source. So please select that. And then in this data source, I want to add or filter the data. In this data, I want to filter West equals to region equals to West. So which column and what value? So here I'm going to use region. That region has to be equals to West. Now, based on this filter criteria, this data is getting filtered out. You can see over here. The data is getting filtered out, and you can decide this filter role as waste region. Now let's click on save. Now, once you click on save, you can get to see one option that it says successfully applied rule changes, right? So now if I close this, you see nothing in the report page as of now. Now it depends whether you are viewing as other person or waste region. So to select only waste person, you have to go to view as. And in the view as, you have options. Are you other user or waste region? So I'm a waste region user. So let's select it. So the moment I select it, you see everywhere the filter would be applied for region west, everywhere. All the charts, all the pages. Can we see? Now viewing as waste region, you see how much sales, total profit, number of orders. Donut chart only shows west, you can see, and this is line chart. Now let's go to page 1, right? You can see the data has been filtered. So this is a shipment wise data, right? So that's how we can use the row level security in Power BI Desktop. So we are giving more secure data, only that data which is pertaining to that user. That's why row level security with in terms of rows. If you say stop viewing, then you can see the all data. Okay. Now let's say the last thing, which is nothing but bookmarks. So bookmarks is basically the option which is very useful in doing so many activities. The primary role of the bookmark is to capture the current state of the page, and then whenever you need that state of the page to be shown, you can just show at that point of time or at any point of time by creating the action. So let's say for an instance, what I need is, suppose I want to create a bookmark to show or hide a particular particular slicers. So what I need is, I want like this. Let's say this is a filter pane. In this filter pane, what I need is, let me use black color. Yeah. So I need the funnel like icon. Okay. So first of all, filter pane should be like this. Okay. I need the funnel like icon. So funnel like icon means filter icon. Okay. It should be like this. So I need funnel like icon. So if I click on this funnel like icon, this section should open. And in this section, we already be having the slicers. We will be having the slicers like this, drop down slicers. Okay. We will be having the drop down slicers. So I can select the slicers, and I can select the slicers, and I can see the values in the chart. Now, once I am done with all, I should also show the cross button. Means I should also have the cross button here. So if someone clicks on this cross button, this red color section, the slicers, the cross button, everything should be disappear, and I should only see the funnel. So when I hover the mouse on funnel icon, it should say show filters. So this red color should turn on. When I hover the mouse on this cross button, it should say hide filters. So this red color section, slicers and cross site should be hidden. This we can easily achieve using bookmarks. So using bookmarks, what we are doing, if no slicers are shown, if no red color box is shown, it captures the state, it captures that state of the page. And we are just calling that state of the page when we click on this, cross site. Okay, that is the main crux of bookmark. Okay, so let's see that, how to do that. Very important thing. So now, in order to do that, what I need is, I don't want radio buttons. So what I can do, I can just format the painter in this way. All right. So this is the way how I can do it. Now let's avoid this search button. Let's avoid the select all option as well. Select all option I don't want. Same case here as well. I don't want select all. So select all is already not there. Yeah, it's there. And I don't want any hierarchy in the year at the moment. So what I can do is, you can go here and you can remove this, and you can see that there is no month, only years, right? That's how I'm doing it. All right, now I need one more filter. I need one more filter, which is nothing but region. So let's add it. Drop down value. Okay. So the title should be region. And the values that I want should not be country, it should be region. Perfect. And I want the values to be shown in drop-down manner. So let's make sure that we have the values in drop-down manner. Okay. And this one as well. Perfect. So now that we have year values, country values, region values, now it's time for us to group them together. Okay. So I can just select them. Okay. And you can move it for a moment. You can park them aside. Now I need to add the, or you can keep it over here. All right. And you can just reduce the width and height if you want, in case you want. Okay. So I need in this way. Okay. So let's add in this way. Okay. Okay, perfect. And now what I need is, I need the rectangle. I need the rectangle to be shown. So I can go to insert and I can use the shape, the rectangular shape. Perfect. Now this rectangular shape should be used on this perfectly. Okay, this way maybe. All right. And now I want this rectangular shape to go back. So there is an option called as there is an option called as, if you go to format, there is an option called as bring forward and send backward. So these options are already available in Excel as well, right? So I can send them back. Okay, so you can see. So select this, go to format, send backwards. Okay. So you can go here, send back. Right. You can see I have sent them back. Okay, I have sent that image back, right? So I now want these all slicers to have group actually. So make a group. Let's make a group of them, right? And let's have them shown in this way. Okay, so that I should have the position, or I should have enough space for cross sign as well. All right. Now this group should not be having any background. So I'm just making sure that there should not be any background. And this, whatever you have, right? This fill color that you have, it should not be that much dark. Let's keep it transparent. Okay, this way you can keep it. All right, so that's how we can do it. Let's keep it this way as well if you want. Okay, better. So this way you can also keep it. Okay, perfect. Now what I need is, I need to show the funnel icon and buttons. So this group that we have, okay, and this group that we have, let's right click and say group. So now this is a complete group. Okay, so now when I select like this, I'm moving the group completely. Very simple. And now let's add cross sign and the funnel icon. I have the images already available. So I can go to insert and I can add the image. So since I teach Tableau, I have those images stored. So I can go to Tableau repository, shapes. I need funnel icon first. So I'm going with this icon. If you don't have this icon, you can actually download the icons from Google, or you can also create the icons in PPT. Okay, so you can add the icon. You can see icon is present, right? Simple. The icon is present. Now, on the click of this icon, I want to open this, right? Okay. So let's select this shape filter. I don't want border, right? Perfect. So now on the click of this, I want to open the rectangle. And now let's add the cross as image. Okay, this way I can add it. Perfect. Now we have this shape, right? And you can change if you want, right? You can change the image style and all if you want. All right, no problem. So now what I need is, I want this to open in this way. Sorry. I want this particular section to move to the right, to the left in this way. It should open in this way. And cross side should be shown in this way. So this is a present state of the report or present state of the page. Okay. This is a present state. Okay. Okay. So when I click this, this should happen. This is a stage. This page I need to capture. This stage I need to capture. Okay. Now what I can do now is I can create the bookmarks. Okay. So in order to create bookmarks, I can go to view and there are options like bookmarks and selection pane. Okay. So now I can click on bookmarks and I can click on selection pane. You can see that in the selection pane means it shows me what we have in our page at the moment. So if you click on this image, it is talking about the cross, this image. If you talk about image, it is talking about this funnel icon. If you talk about this group 2, it is talking about this complete group, which consists of slicers and the background rectangle. If you talk about button, it is talking about this button. So I don't want to show or hide a particular chart or icon here. I just want to show or hide these icons based on selection of what I'm choosing. So let's create a bookmark. If you click on this icon, this is a bookmark icon, right? So at the moment, I don't have any bookmarks. So let's click on add button and let's rename it as show bookmarks or show filters, right? So when the filters are shown means I want to show all this, right? So whatever the state that we have at the moment, that I want to capture in this bookmark. Whatever you see at the moment in page, that I want to show in this bookmark. So now, so these options are for hiding the things. Do you want to hide anything at the moment? Or when you click on this funnel icon? No. So I am saying, please keep them all as it is. So the show filters bookmark that you have added, let's right click and we say update. Now let's click on add and let's create hide filters. Hide filter means when you click on this cross sign, what things would you like to hide? So let's go to selection pane. So let's start from the beginning. Do you want to hide this image? When you click on hide button, I say yes, I need to hide it. So it will happen like this, right? I have hidden. I clicked here. Now, if I click on this image, do you want to hide this funnel icon? No, I don't want to hide. Now let's click on group 2. Do you want to hide this complete group also? Yes. So let's hide it. Anything else you want to hide? I say no. This is what it should happen when someone clicks on cross site, right? So let's update this. So now when someone clicks on show filters, oh, in the show filters, I don't want to show the cross site. Okay. So this image should be hidden. Okay. Yeah, it should happen like this, right? In case of show filters, right? When someone clicks on hide filters, this should happen. If someone clicks on show filters, this should happen, right? Hide, show. Simple, right? Now, whatever the bookmarks that you have created, can you pass on these on the click of this bookmark action? So on the funnel icon, I want to show this action. On the cross, I want to show this action. Very simple. So now let's do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the format pane. Okay. And now on the click of this, I want to turn the action on, which is show filters bookmark. So let's select bookmark. And which bookmark? You can see there are two bookmarks. So I can say show filters. And on the click of this, I want to turn the action on, which is bookmark, and the bookmark name is hide filters. Okay. Now on the click of this, I want to show the tooltip as hide filters. You can give any name. And on the click of this, I would like to display the message as show filters, display filters or show filters. Okay. All right. Now let's try. When you hover the mouse here, it says hide filters. So control click. When you hover the mouse here, it says show filters. So control. Right? Amazing, isn't it? So this is how we can actually expect from this bookmarks section, which is primarily used to capture the current state of the page. When I created that page, when I created this slicer, background, cross sign, at that time, bookmark has captured the state of that page. So it's like recording the things what was present at that point of time. And then it is giving back at the time of calling it. Simple, right? So hide, show, simple. All right, we do have apply slicers and reset all filters options as well. So that is also simple. So what we can do for that, you can create the button. So what you can do is you can go to shapes and you can have these shapes. Okay. So you can apply the shapes. Okay. So this is how I'm expecting. This is your apply button. You can also use reset button. Okay. So this is Control C, Control V. So here you can hit apply. Okay. Similarly, like this. Okay. All right. So here I can write what I want. So let's keep the background as black. All right. And I don't need borders. I need text as apply. Okay. Can use Arial. Okay. And similarly, I need here same formatting done to be done on this button as well. That is reset. Okay. Very simple. So I want on the click of this, I want to apply the filters, apply all slicers. So I can turn the action on. And what kind of actions? Apply all slicers. So this is what. Okay. So apply. And on the click of this, I want to reset the slicer values. Simple. Clear all slicers. Simple. Now you see, apply all slicers, reset all slicers. So let me select some values. 21, 22 for Canada only. So see any changes happening? No. South only. No changes is happening, right? Now if I do control click, you see the change happened, right? Because in Canada we don't have south, we have west. And now apply. You see, isn't it? Now let's reset it. Let's right click. Okay, so let's right click and click it. What happened? All values. Okay, So when the funnel icon is shown, when funnel icon is clicked, show bookmarks, show these two buttons as well. So I can do that as well after that. Like you can go to this view. So if you want to make changes in your report after that, once you create bookmarks, you can do that, right? So in the show filters bookmark, I want to show everything. So let's update it. Update means we are updating the bookmarks as see what is updated here and you capture the updated state. In case of hide filters, I want to hide these two buttons as well. So this shape I want to hide. This shape also I want to hide. Okay. And now I can update the hide filter. Simple. So show filters, hide filters. Okay. Exactly. Perfect. Now let's control click. Now select the values 2022 and East. Control click, apply. Right. Now control click, hide filters. You can see that we can see the original values back because this was a state which was showing original values initially in show bookmarks. All right. So I hope everyone might have enjoyed in this Power BI session. So just to recap what we learned over the period of time, I mean, in the last 2 days, in these 2 days is introduction to Power BI, how to get the data into Power BI, what are the different sections we have in Power BI, like data tab, modeling tab, report tab, different types of charts, right? We did formatting of those charts, filters, slicers, conditional formatting, then adding the shapes, buttons, images, right? Hierarchies, drill up, drill down, isn't it? Then how to add the actions, okay, different types of actions. And you can see how we can create the cards as well. Okay, how to create Q&A visual, question and answer. Okay. So I hope everyone might have liked this. So in case you have any doubts, you can always reach out to the LMS member, or you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. So we can meet up there as well. So that's it for today's session. Tomorrow we are going to start with Tableau. So Tableau will be there for 3 days. We will be covering all the concepts related to Tableau since beginning. Okay. So thank you all, and let's connect or catch up tomorrow at the same time. Over to you, Amish.
Yeah, thank you so much. So team, I already shared the attendance link. Please mark your attendance. I'm sharing it once again. So please mark your attendance and give your valuable feedback as well. If you have any query or question, please drop in the chat box. I will take it up. So team, all the recordings are available on the LMS. So please go through the LMS. You will get recordings and material as well. Team, if you're facing any difficulties while accessing the LMS now, so please feel free to drop an email on edl@excelr.com. I'm sharing that email ID with you in chat box. So Aditya, search with Shubham Kaveri, you will get that. Yes, professors. So we are done with the sessions. If you don't have any query or question, you can leave the session. If you have any query, please drop in the chat box. When will I get the recordings of the sessions? So you will get the recorded sessions over the LMS, and we already uploaded the day one recordings. Aditya, it's Shubham Kabre, K-A-B-R-A. Okay, I'm sharing the attendance link once again. Just a minute. Yeah, right, Aditya. Yes, so there is one question we like how to mark attendance who they joined via YouTube. So we already shared the link over YouTube as well. So don't worry about that. We are sharing the attendance link on Zoom, YouTube, and LMS as well. Please send me the feedback link. Yeah, I just shared with you guys. Please reply. Vinay, what's your question? Didn't receive the attendance. Vinay, I'm sharing with you personally. Please check now. Please send us detailed lab manual to learn all the topics. So actually, I didn't get you. Can you elaborate, please? So Sonali is asking, can we download the lectures video? No, actually thing is that now the video's quality is like up to 1.5 GB. So you need to refer via LMS. We are not able to share and you are not able to download as well. So provide today's live recording and how we get the practice session. So practice file is already uploaded in the LMS. So there is a one screenshot from Amit. 1 minute, Amit. Yeah, Amit. No attendance in yesterday, no today also. Amit, check a live chat. Would you please send me the feedback link again? Okay, I'm sharing. Sir, I am unable to open the feedback link. Try to change the browser. Any okay, there are lots of thank you so much all of you for such wonderful feedback. Attendance, please guide. So actually thing is that now attendance link is open only between 4:30 to 5:30. So you need to mark on that day only and specified time. So we are not able to share that yesterday's attendance, but anyway, don't worry about that because 60% attendance is mandatory. So please try to mark your attendance for remaining 4 days, like today and remaining 3 days. It's clear? Good session, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, then thank you so much all of you for joining the session. We'll meet you on tomorrow at same time. Once again, thank you.